Weekly dose of vitamin Z now. This is Z Nation on SoFloRadio.com.
It's family day at Z Nation. Welcome, everyone. This is Zayna de Gaia, and we are broadcasting live. This is ZNationRadio right here in Hollywood, Florida. SoFloRadio.com. Namaste. What's up?
You already know what's up.
This is an exciting segment of Z Nation. I've never done this before. This has never been done. I have no idea what to expect because I haven't planned much except invite my two blood brothers to the show today. Welcome, Sami.
Thank you.
Welcome, Rami.
Thank you, Z.
Sunset, just so you know, RSTSTQ. So I also have the name of Tammy or Kwame. So we go like, Rami, Sammy, Tammy, or Kwame, Rami, Sammy.
Okay.
But instead, I was named Zayna.
We'll do Yammy.
Oh, we do
Whammy.
Yammy too. Yammy. So there is it's funny. I was telling Sunset yesterday. I was like, man, I'm really nervous about this show tomorrow. I don't even know what's gonna happen.
You should be.
I don't know what they're gonna say. I don't know what I'm gonna say. And I also they say if you want to be enlightened, go hang around with your family. So I brought my family to me. And there is a different space for me with my family. We just know each other since we're little teeny people. So we have a lot of preconceived listenings of each other.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Teeny tiny.
We have a lot of filters in which we listen to each other. So and that shows up when people hang around us. But one thing that I got that is such a benefit for people watching and listening, when people experience us, just being, if we go out and people hang out with us, have you noticed that they're always left wow, you guys communicate really amazing, and you
For
have
sure.
this. There's something special about how we chill. So
100%.
thank you for being here.
You're
Sammy's the
welcome.
hype man today.
Sammy's always
I'm
the
used to
hype
this.
man.
I'm born in this in my
You're just gonna repeat words, and I'm gonna clear my throat. That's how this is gonna go.
That's how it looks.
When the microphone's by my lips.
But I was thinking too, because we're always like if you watch us, if there was a stage, we're always going for who's going to be on the center stage. So I was thinking they're going to hijack my show. By the end of the show, people are going to be like, yo, whose show is this?
Ain't nobody gonna hijack your show. I've been doing this for years, babe.
If it did happen, it's the way it's meant to be. And it's really because we get to co-create it, right? However this show is.
Who turned off my mic?
Sunset, are you turning off mics? Okay. Sammy, you're making
First
up
joke
stuff.
of the day, you know?
So I wanted to share a little bit about what I've been up to.
Okay.
I haven't shared this with anybody. I haven't shared this with my close friends on Instagram and Facebook.
Graham.
So I started the Master Cleanse on Monday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. This is really exciting, you guys. Sunset and I have been brainstorming around Z Nation and different things we want to take on. And one thing we're starting as of next Monday, we're starting weekly challenges. If you notice, I take on 10-day challenges quite frequently, and I make them up. There are things that I want to take on and really feel what it's like to do it for 10 days straight. So we're going to start that on Monday, and we're going to do different cleanses, but cleanses for the spirit and also cleanses for the body and, cleanses for the mind. So this week I took on the cleanse for the body. And I'd love to talk a little bit about cleansing. So I took on doing the Master Cleanse. Sammy, have you done the Master Cleanse?
Absolutely. I've done the Master Cleanse about 7 years ago, and it was really tough, but it was very rewarding.
Did you do the 10 days?
Yeah, I did the 10-day cayenne pepper water fast. It's very, very challenging because you're on basically nothing. But it was very rewarding and healing. Now I just go to juice fasts.
Yeah.
A little bit easier for me.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Yeah.
Rami, have you done the Master Cleanse?
No.
So the Master Cleanse, for those of you who don't know, you can actually look it up. I'm sure you can get the PDF online. There's a yellow book called The Master Cleanse. And It is by, I have his name right here, Dr. Stanley Burroughs. And, it describes the whole thing and what to do. And Sam, I feel the same way as you. Like, I used to do the master cleanse quite frequently, maybe twice a year for several years. And then one day I just couldn't drink. I couldn't drink it anymore. It wouldn't go down no matter what I did.
you.
And I said, I'm not doing this anymore. And then what I started noticing, I would want to start doing a cleanse or a fast. And, before you go into a cleanse, I highly recommend you wean into it so you prepare before starting to fast.
Absolutely.
So you may start eating cleaner and, take all the processed food out of your diet. And then one day I was getting ready for a fast, and I said to myself, well, Z, why don't you just live your life like you're getting ready for a cleanse?
Absolutely.
And I noticed that, I've talked about this before, the relationship with food and how we are around eating. I've noticed how in the conscious community, people who are eating healthy and eating all the right things, sometimes we still have the unhealthy ways of being
100.
or an unhealthy relationship. You are my hype man.
100%.
Learn from him. Imagine if you did that the whole time.
I get paid millions for this.
Yeah.
So,
Well, listen, I wanted to ask you, what made you start this fast? What triggered it?
wait. Let me just finish
Absolutely.
that thread, and I'm
We're
going to
not
tell you that.
hijacking the show,
He's
I swear.
taking
No,
over.
that's okay, but that's how it happened. I'm going to get to
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
So, what I noticed is people would let's say I would go on vacation, right? And when you go on vacation, maybe you eat more things that you don't eat in your everyday thing because you're going out. So I would come back from vacation and be like, oh man, I need a cleanse. And what does that sound like? It sounds like, oh man, I need a diet. So I noticed people around me doing the same thing. It became like a yo-yo diet, but it was yo-yo fasting. And
It was like a fix.
yeah, and it didn't feel healthy at all because the up and the down, it was like, let me retox so I can detox. And let me, why not, have a consistent healthy lifestyle so you don't have to detox all the time.
Absolutely.
And Sam, you're right. Like what I discovered, like with the master cleanse and even with juice cleanses, depending on the person, it's very violent.
Mm-hmm.
It's violent on the mind and it's violent on the body. And it's not necessary for it to be like that. So I had said I'm never doing the master cleanse again, probably about 8 years ago. And if you all listened last week, I've taken on the challenge of doing less to accomplish more.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then what I found is I'm slowing down not to do more or not to do things better or not even to do things faster. What slowing down has given me access to is being alive, like
That's
present.
awesome. Everybody needs that.
Yeah. So that's how the cleanse came about, Sammy, to answer your question. Monday morning, I woke
What
up.
triggered it?
I woke up and the voice told me that it was time to cleanse. And that's the only way I will go on a juice fast or any kind
Absolutely.
of cleanse is when my body says to me, yeah, it's time. And when I say that my body said to me, it's a kind of tuning in that you've got to be tuned into, right? And it's a practice that we must it's a practice that we take on, like listening to our body and distinguishing that between what the body is saying and what the mind is saying. And that's what we practice in yoga, right?
Absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
we always go to feeling the sensations, and the sensations in my body said, Z, it's time. And man, I went to Whole Foods and I was gonna do a juice fast, and I was drawn to the lemons and the cayenne pepper and the maple syrup, so I went with it.
Or
So
you took a look at the prices of the juices and you were like,
Or
Go
I was
with
on a
the water
major
and the
budget
cayenne.
and I was like $20
Only
for the
kidding.
week. I'm gonna fast for 5 days.
no, she's rich. She's rich. Don't believe her. She's just very humble. But let me tell you something I did figure out
Yes.
is that when I decided to go on juice fasts, I would always tell myself that I'm going to fast for 30 days. That is what actually makes it brutal on people, is going for 30 days, 20 days. So what I've been doing now is going on a 3-day fast, coming off, eating some salads, some soups, getting back into it, and then maybe going back on a 3-day fast, which makes it a little easier on the mind.
Gentle.
Exactly.
You know,
Keyword
it's
gentle.
the same thing like if you do a juice fast. Let's say, people say, should I juice or should I blend? it really doesn't matter which one you do. It depends what your intention is and also what your body can take. Like, okay, let's say you are out, like, let's say you're dealing with something like you just found out you have a cancerous cells or a tumor.
God forbid.
Okay.
Oh my God, yeah.
And listen, it's part of life. You know, humanity is existing within a lot of disease right now. So, you know, to fear them is only going to attract it more to us, but to be present that they do exist, and we actually have the power through what we choose to eat, what we choose to say, what we choose to think, and how we choose to manage the stressors in life to either take on the humanity's dis-ease or not, right? So, you know, cleansing and juicing is one way to like have a preventative thing that you can do that's continually detoxing the body of toxins, and toxins is what creates, you know, the dis-ease, one of the things, right? So, so yeah, it's really important to do that. And then, for example, if you are dealing with something like that, you may want to do a 30-day juice cleanse, and you may want to have it just be juices, and you may want to start off the first or second week with mixing the juices with blended juices so that you can have the fiber, and the fiber actually it dilutes, you know, it slows down the detoxification process, so you don't feel nauseous and exhausted and dizzy all the time, which is so discouraging when you start to cleanse.
It eases you in.
Yeah, so if you ease in with like soups first day, and then ease in with like smoothies second day, and then start doing the, you know, straight up juices, like juices, and then if it starts to get too intense, then bring in some smoothies. And if you need to eat a freaking salad, eat a salad.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I've been approaching it really in a whole different way, and I feel really great.
You look great too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Today is day 4, and I have eaten a few things. Yeah.
A Snicker bar.
No, that's the thing. I haven't been attracted to the junk.
Good for you.
My cravings have been like raisins. I ate fruit and melon.
Okay.
And also lentils. And yesterday it was broccoli.
Oh, okay.
So I steamed some broccoli and I ate that. But otherwise, it's been the lemonade. You'd make about like a liter of it, 1 to 2 liters, and then the full. That's it right there,
That's
Rami.
it right there, and the recipe will be on the website.
Yeah, it is, and then you can also download the Master Cleanse book, and it's basically water. It's lemonade, right? It's water, lemons, and maple syrup, and then cayenne pepper.
Yeah.
Now, you know, you want to read up on it. Each one of those ingredients has a very, very specific function in the detoxing. And, you know, just like anything, I wouldn't recommend this to everybody. You would really have to determine for yourself, you know, what would work for you. And maybe try it for, like Sami, what you said, a 3-day fast.
Sure.
The Master Cleanse, the way it's designed, it is recommended that it's 10 days minimum.
Sure.
Up to 40. And it is a pretty, I would say, intense and a little bit brutal kind of way to cleanse.
You can still get a lot of results with a 3-day fast, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
In the yogic practice, traditionally, it is recommended to fast 1 day a week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it could you could drink, but it's just to give the digestive system a break. So it's not always working. And then when your digestive system takes a little break, then the other organs can begin to work a little better and find some balance. Because if we're eating all the time, then we don't give it a break. And especially if we eat throughout like the night, you know, if you're a late night eater, it's really damaging to the whole system. Because when we go to sleep and our system is still digesting, it's like imagine a factory working and then the lights just go off. And people cut their fingers and things happen. It's kind of a funny metaphor. And I just thought of that.
It's hilarious. Let's turn up now.
Turn up. What do you want to turn up, Sam?
Well, let's bring Rami into this a little bit.
All right,
Let's
Ram.
hear your voice a little bit on this mic, Ram.
Let's get to know Rami.
Yeah, let's get to know Rami.
So what's up?
What's up?
What are you up to, Ram? What's your project?
Well, talking about cleanses, I didn't go as deep as, all lemonade, but I did cut out cheese.
Are you? That's what you're doing right now?
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it?
It's been 16 days.
Dairy
17
products or just cheese?
Just cheese.
Just cheese.
I'm addicted to cheese.
Oh, okay.
So
you
it-
and 99% of the population.
Yeah,
Right.
cheese, bread.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't go cold turkey on all that.
Oh, yeah, no.
So
Baby
just-
steps. Baby steps.
Yeah.
So I did the cheese, and I have to admit to my fans, my mother-in-law, and my wife, that I got invited to a pizza and wings place the other day,
Oh my god.
and I had a calzone, and I went to the chef, and I had to put a little bit of cheese in there. They couldn't tell it was in there, but that was my one hiccup. So really, it's been 2 weeks, and then I just realized one thing. It's like what it does to the body, but I'm starting to realize the addiction. Like I'm drawn to it. You know, I was at a party the other day and they had the tacos and all the cheeses and the bowl was right there. And it was like, I was like an addict. I was like, what if I can just have some without no one knowing? I mean, it was really.
It physically does have an addicting property. So it is addicting.
So I wanted to just give it a shot and just see what I can. I don't know what's going to come out of it, but I know if I can
Oh my God.
separate myself
That's awesome.
from something addicting, at least for 30 days.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm going to probably do a monthly withdrawal from something. Not withdrawal, but separation, just to see what happens.
Just test it out. Like, you got to see for yourself. We could read a lot about that stuff and we're told a lot of things, but until you do it yourself. You know, if you are not sure what to do with your life right now and you want to start a business, Sunset, what you could do is you could rent a little office space, like in some really busy city,
Hollywood.
like New York City or San Fran or Hollywood, Florida. And you could put a sign up that says, I will make you feel 1,000,000 times better. And then people can come for consultations. You can give them free consultations to coach with you. And you could do 2 things that'll change people's lives forever. Just one thing. Just don't do anything else. Just have people come to you and have them stop drinking soda and have them stop eating dairy or cheese. Yeah, and see what happens. Because it will dramatically change things in people's health. And people don't realize how much sugar, processed sugar, and dairy has such a huge impact on our health. Good for you, Ram.
Yeah, and I actually want to tie something in you said about like master cleansing. Actually, same kind of category, different topic. I want to give the credit to my brother. But, I don't know, 5 years ago, he told me about a mental master cleanse.
Ooh.
30 days, no social media, no TV, no videos, no pornography, no video games, texting only, like answering, but no chatting. So if you don't know what you want to do in your life, you know, or you want to start a business or whatever it is, or you just want to shake things up, taking a 30-day mental cleanse, I did it while my wife was deployed in the military because I was at lost. I'm like, what do I do now? So my brother said, you know, you need to cut the music, you need to cut this, you need to cut that. So for 30 days, I went on a mental cleanse. And so like on day, I don't know, halfway through, I kind of read all the books in my library. I organized my house more than I could do. And I did all the things that weren't in that field that can take my mind away from things. And I had a thought. I said, you know, what is something I've always wanted to do? Right? Because there's this opportunity. I have nothing to do. I've committed to 30 days of no distractions, mental distractions.
Wow, 30 days.
Right. And so I remember being young and always wanting to play ice hockey, but we couldn't afford it. So at that moment, I said, you know what? This is the time. I would have never had that thought had I not given myself those 30 days. So I called the local hockey shop. If I knew it, I had the equipment. 2 hours later, I was on the ice. And a week later, I was on a team. And like 2 years later, we won the championship in the men's rec league, which is, you know, it was a dream come true for me. But I would have never, well, I want to say never, but maybe
Especially
not.
here, hockey in Florida.
Right, exactly. You know, I grew up in Canada. I never played ice hockey, and then I come here to Florida. So
I didn't know that.
yeah, so you know that's I'm listening to your cleansing stories. That's what I thought about.
Yeah.
I thought about those. You know, that's what I'm up to now. And which is cool because I put it up on Facebook about the cheese, and I had like tons of people join in and give up things that they were dealing with, which was cool. I was impressed by people's willingness to try something new.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm up to in that area.
And people are so inspired when you share, Ram. You know, when you share what you're up to, because you're somebody that like the community really looks up to. And when you're up to something, you know, to improve yourself, whatever, everybody wants to be better. So thank you for sharing yourself. I wrote a few things about you. I was thinking before I came. Okay. I was thinking a few things like I wanted to share about Rami that I love that nobody knows. So, I mean, some people may know. Okay, the first thing I wrote is I really love your style. And you have a really, really great sense of style. And it's,
Thank you, caballerowear.com. Alex Rodriguez.
yeah.
And
And
all
you
the
wear it,
boys.
you wear it well. You wear it like a G. Yeah. G for gangster or G for goddess. I also wanted to share how creative my brother is. Like the stuff that you come up with to do things just blows my mind. And I wanted to share one thing that came to my mind is, well, two things. One year, Rami decided to celebrate his birthday by giving everybody money in the family. So instead of receiving gifts from his broke ass brother and sister at the time, he gave us money, and it was his way of celebrating his birthday. Isn't that amazing? Now, the following year, he requested to see us to do the same thing. Listen to this, Sunset. So he comes to us and he goes, I want to do the same thing I did last year, and I want to give you guys some money. I have a check for each one of you, and it's a pretty big check because I got this really big deal with a new client I have.
Well, time out. Let me just say something.
Yeah.
So Zayna didn't want to come.
I really didn't want to come.
And I said to her, what if I tell you that I'm going to give you money? She's like, well, money doesn't motivate me, Ram. I said, I really want you to come. So she shows up. My brother.
What had me come was how insistent he was. I was like, wow, he really loves me. Like, it's 11 o'clock at night. I want to go to sleep, but he loves me. I'm going to go.
So she shows up, and then my brother's not showing up. So I call him, and I said, Sam, are you coming? He's like, no, I'm on my way home. Hey, I don't want to come. I'm like, what if I told you that there's a check waiting for you? I literally hear the tire squeal.
He's like, wait. Money don't
He's
sleep.
like, yo,
money don't sleep. Money don't sleep.
I'm on the way. All right, so I want to throw that just side note.
So another side note is, so Rami had said that he just got a big client, and Rami and his awesome, beautiful wife, Tatiana, they operate a business together called the CPU Squad, which is a company that really helps people in their technology stuff. So, he said he had just gotten a big client for CPU Squad. So he gave us each an envelope, and we opened the envelope, and it was a check. And it was made out to my name. The amount said priceless. The date had December 28th, December 27th. And in the notes, it said a nephew or a niece.
Wow.
And that's how they announced to us that they were pregnant.
That's so cool.
Stuff like
That's
that.
different.
Yeah,
Like,
it was awesome. For their gender reveal party for their baby, they had a Harry Potter giving it away party and had everybody dress up. Okay, as Harry Potter.
like a Harry Potter character?
Yeah.
Yes.
Anybody?
Okay, but here's the cool thing about Rami. He really inspires his friends a lot. Like his friends are amazing people, and they all really inspire each other. They try to outdo each other with how amazing they are. You know, they're competitive about how inspiring they can be.
Yeah.
And two of his friends, Alex and his wife, Brittany, created this thing. I mean, they filmed themselves on brooms, right? They filmed themselves on brooms.
They
and
took
then
aerial shots with a drone.
they took aerial shots with a drone, okay, of the route from their house to Rami's house. And then while they said, we're on our way. So Rami was watching them on the webcam, and it looked like they were flying over on their
broomsticks.
brooms. Okay. And then they said, okay, we're here. And he went outside, and they were standing there with their brooms.
But the video ended with them landing in front of my house.
in front of his house.
It
Wow.
was super creative.
Your friends are cool.
No,
They're
really cool.
amazing. I love being around them. They're just, and they that's something they pulled off in half an hour, no big deal, little project that, if you think about, I don't know, 2 decades ago would be a grand production in
would.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
here. I'm like, I
Shout out
wouldn't
to
know how to do that.
Skyvion.com.
Yeah. And another way Rami celebrates his birthday is he throws a basketball game party for all his friends, and he hires a referee, and they all go out and they play basketball.
Full
Very
court basketball.
competitive, very
Yeah,
competitive.
Very competitive.
It's for real. And I'm
don't
telling you,
play,
the
you heard
the girls were so impressive. I started playing a little bit, but they got really kind of, well,
Rough?
they wouldn't throw me the ball. So I had to start getting rough, and then they roughed
Be
me.
like, hey, I'm over here. Pass me the ball. Come on.
But it was fun. So I just wanted to share a little bit about some of the things that Rami you do, and then well, we're gonna find out more. I have a lot more to share about both of you, and we're gonna come back with a little bit of music, and a little bit of a little bit more of turning up, right?
Let's go.
And we'll be right back. We're actually going to go into a little break with our sponsors, and I wanted to make a little note about that. How we do what we do and how we're expanding this platform is with you, with your donations. So please go to ZNationRadio.com and give what you can. What this does is it allows us to not only have the radio show, but build our other platforms like Z Nation Post, which is our blog, Z Nation TV, which is our growing TV station on YouTube, and really allow us to reach more people. Thank you so much. We'll be right back after this break right here on SoFloRadio.com.
Tune in to get tuned in. This is Z Nation on SoFloRadio.com.
Hi, this is Zayna the Gaia, and I'd love to share with you about my good friend Nicole of Legit Fitness in-home training and yoga. She's a certified yoga teacher, and she's an amazing and experienced trainer that can design a program to fit your specific needs and goals. She's so cool. She's super committed to making fitness and health fun and accessible for everyone. Plus, your first week is free as a new client. Here's how you set up your first session. Either call 305-335-5590 or visit www.getlegitfit.com. GETLEGITFIT. Getlegitfit.com. 305-335-5590. Do it now!
Add a twist of yoga.
Yoga Twist with Julie.
A great way to integrate yoga, meditation, and lots of fun.
Promote family bonding. Help with flexibility and exercise.
Julie has been teaching kids for over 8 years in after-school programs, summer camps, and local studios.
Book a group, family, or one-on-one session now. Email me, yogatwistjulie@gmail.com.
Follow Yoga Twist Julie on Instagram and like Yoga Twist on Facebook for great family lifestyle tips and Yoga Twist events.
Now back to Z Nation, your weekly dose of inspiration on SoFloRadio.com.
Listen. 1, 2, 3, and to the 4. Z-Love, Sami, and Rami are at the door, ready to make an entrance, so back on up, cause you know we're about to open hearts up. Give me the microphone first so I can burst like a bubble. Z-Love is in here, yo, you know you in trouble, cause it ain't nothing but a goddess thing, baby. We breaking out family day, and we going crazy.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
You got, I love it, yo. That was awesome.
Thank you. It's my days of straight out of Compton hood. When I watched that movie, I went to watch it in the theaters. I really got present to like gangster rap being something that was totally made up. So I'm making up a genre called Raw. It's for real ass women who do gangster rap. So gangster rap for women, especially women who sound too nice to be gangster rapping.
But you know what? I noticed like you're finding your flow. You're finding your flow.
Your raw flow.
Yeah, your raw flow.
Yeah.
Was that on the cup? Like, was that off the top of your head? You had that written down.
No, that was on top of my head, but I have to acknowledge it's from my years of ingrained gangster rap listening when I was a teen.
I got it. But still, like, I was just looking. I'm like, is she reading that? I mean, that is... Wow. And then you brought in our names and Family Day.
That's what I mean. I was like, what? I thought you wrote that down and you were like looking at your book, and then I saw you. You're like...
I was about to jump in, but then you killed
Yesterday-
it. I'm afraid I'm not kind of want to... I want to follow that.
Come on, you want to do it again?
I want to be like,
Let's try it
CPU
again.
squad in the
Let's
house.
play
We'll
it
fix
again.
your computer.
Rewind.
Competition.
Let's rewind. Let's rewind.
South
Come
Flo,
on.
you ready?
Freestyle when I'm not being recorded, but then I have to replay it.
That's a story.
Just have fun. Just have fun.
Just talk.
Keep going.
One. Just flow with the microphone. Ain't no matter what you say. Rami and Z is in a Nation Day. Even if you have nothing to say, just have a little in between. Pause like your mic ain't working. Ain't no matter what they think. They think you wrote it, but no, you just crozo. You see, you just say anything and you look at your phone.
It's like this and like that and like this and it's like that and like this and like that and Z creep to the mic like a fan.
Hey, español.
Hola mi gente, como se dice, yo estoy aquí con ZNation, dale, Alex, Giancarlo, mi amigo Stevo, yo tengo Ivan y Derek Escudero.
Props.
Es mi amigos latinos, muchas gracias, estamos en Latino Land, 305 Miami, ahora estamos en Hollywood, aquí.
And like this
Wow,
and like that.
you put
and,
me to
it's like
shame.
this.
I'm Hispanic and I don't even know that much Spanish. Oh my god.
I think I freestyle better in Spanish.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm breathing and I'm creeping and I'm feeling. Every time the mic gets hot, my heart starts radiating. I say what's in my heart, I feel what's in my breath. Cause you know what's next, yo.
All right, check it out now. Yo, I'm just gonna transition into what I want to talk next. Ticket for Teens is making a difference, y'all. Ticket for Teens, we exist. We exist to make a difference for teens who've lost a mother and father. I don't even care if this flows or not. We're just making a difference, y'all.
Tickets for Teens. Rami's breaking it down for those teens who lost their mothers, who lost their fathers. Yo, he's got a big heart. And he's getting donations to go to the park. I'm talking about the basketball park, the baseball park, and the football park, so those kids can enjoy a game.
Yes,
With this Rami is his name.
Yo.
We can do it.
Yo.
In Arabic too.
Okay, Rami, let's go back to that project you have now. Let's get real with this thing you got. Very inspiring.
My bad.
So, couple, before I even get started, just couple of shout outs to this project, how it came about. So, first of all, Landmark Education and the Self-Expression Leadership Program is the program that gave me the training and development and inspiration to start this project. And Okelo Pena, a senior at South Foundation High School, he's actually the reason why the project started. And long story long,
Look at her. We're not hijacking the show.
Long story short, I mentor at the South Plantation High School, and the kid that I mentor his dad passed away last year. May he rest in peace. Over the summer, asked me if I can take him to the NHL draft. And I never told you this if you're watching, but I didn't want to go. And I had nothing to do, but I was kind of blowing it off. It was summertime, and I had no obligations to mentor you during the summer. But when Okelo said to me, he goes, "Oh man, Dad would have taken me." I was like,
wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I gotta go. I gotta take him. And it turned out I had a blast, and so did he. And he actually wants to be a radio announcer. So I got him to sit and talk to all the broadcasters at the NHL draft. And he knew everyone by first name. I mean, it was just an amazing
You guys were
time.
touching and kissing the Stanley Cup, right?
Yeah, we have a picture of us. I've never. I was born in Canada, so the Stanley Cup's a big deal. I got to kiss and touch it for the first time ever. So I had a great time, and I just had this idea. I mean, this kid's summer turned around in just one event, right? He's, I don't know how his summer was going, but in just 3 hours, he just had a turnaround event. I said, what if we could do this for a lot of kids? So we came up with Tickets for Teens through the Self-Expression Leadership Program at Landmark Education. And our goal for the rest of the year is to take 18 more kids. So it's 20 kids. We've taken 18 more kids who've lost a mother or father to a ticketed event of their choice. It could be a movie theater, it could be a skate park, it could be sporting events, a concert, whatever it may be. So I'm working with South Plantation High School right now. I have 2 student government kids who've taken over the project, Corey and Danielle. Shout out to South Plantation.
Shout out.
And Okelo, they're going to be pushing it in the schools, advertising it. So these kids who've lost someone special in their life and their mourning can come forward to the teachers or to the representative of Tickets for Teens at the school, get me their names and the event that they want to go to. And my job till the end of the year, before I donate the project to the school, is to get these tickets that they want to go to. So through my development and training through Landmark, I've had the power to call anybody over the phone and get anything donated at no cost for a good cause. And so I'm going to do that for these kids. And then in the meantime, I'm going to be teaching these kids that training that I got, how to make those calls in relationship to these sponsorships, such as Renaissance Hotel, Miami Dolphins, Miami Heat, Ticket Stub, and StubHub and Ticketmaster. So that's what we're up to.
That's awesome.
With Tickets for
Outrageous.
Teens, and I do appreciate you guys allowing me to talk about that.
How do people donate tickets or anything to the?
Just let me know you want to donate. You can email me the tickets. So like a lot of, I want to shout out Florida Sidewalk Solutions. They are a sidewalk solution company. They fix sidewalks in South Florida, and I spoke to the owner and told him about my project. And before I was doing a computer job for them, and before I left, he printed out 12 tickets to 6 Marlins games, and he donated it right there to the cause. So
Wow,
it could
really,
be-
really
It's
amazing.
a good cause.
It could be anyone who is a season ticket holder that some of the games they can't go to. Now, what's a little different with Tickets for Teens as opposed to just taking a kid to a game, I go a little extra, where I communicate or I contact with the person who's responsible for community service in the organization, and I tell them that I'm bringing in a kid who's lost someone special in their lives, and I ask them what they can do for us to make it special. So last event, I took a kid to the Dolphins game, and I was this close to getting him on the field with field passes. But because I called the day off, we couldn't get cleared as far as security. So that's the difference, is we want to make these kids feel a little special. Telling them that this too shall pass and everything's going to be okay, I think it's very traditional, and we have to allow these kids to mourn however they need to mourn, not by telling them it's going to be okay, but just giving them something else to do.
Getting them.
Just getting them. And look, we don't have, it's not a therapy session. If they want to talk about it, they talk about it. If not, we just go and have a good time. And when they get back to whatever they got to do, if they got to mourn again, then they mourn again. But at least for those couple hours, these kids can just feel like everything's okay without saying everything's okay.
Yeah, and somebody cares.
And someone cares. A
Well,
stranger.
everything is okay in a way.
It is, and it always will be. But when you're mourning, you don't want to be told that.
Yeah.
You really don't.
I'm like, I don't want to hear about I don't want to know like fluffy stuff. Just
No.
be raw with me. Like, yeah, you feel like shit. I know. Like, and I'm here for you. And when you're ready, I'm here. And when you want to talk about it, that's it. That's something that's all you got to do. You don't have to be like shoving down advice in somebody's throat
there's
when they don't
nothing,
want
there's
to hear
nothing
it.
to advise.
Especially like in your case, Rami, which is really special because you don't have that situation in your life where you lost a parent at an early so that makes it even number one special that you're taking this on without even having that, really the feeling. And you have to be careful to not just throw stuff in their face like, it's okay, buddy.
No, absolutely.
Your dad's in a better place. The guy's like, okay, I know that,
Yeah, and he's heard that. So it's really cool. It's a unique thing. No one's really thought about it. A lot of people are like, is this big brother, big sister? It's really not. Another way people can get involved is if you're certified by the Broward County School, like security clearance, you need like level 2, which allows you to be with a child outside of school. See, level 1 is you can go and volunteer at the school, but I have level 2 clearance, which like I can go on an overnight trip.
Oh, you have that, and that's why you could take them?
Yeah.
So anybody else who has that can also partner with you and do the same?
Correct.
Oh,
So
good.
right now, like teachers.
Yeah.
Teachers have level 2 clearance.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for teachers at South
Okay.
who are want to donate their time so I can pair them up with a kid.
Wow.
Because after January, my beautiful daughter Emma is going to be born. So I'm going to going to be donating the project to South Plantation, where my possibility of making a difference will continue to live on in their world. I'll always be there to support them, but I'm going to be donating it. the school.
Yay.
Thank you.
Rami's going to have a little girl.
Congratulations.
I'm going to be on. Sammy's going to be an uncle.
So if somebody wanted, like we were saying, to donate, what is the best contact for you? Like for them to contact you or whoever is like in
Email
charge of them?
hello@tickets14s.org, and that's tickets TICKE tickets, right?
Yeah.
Tickets for what?
Tickets and then number 4 teens, tickets for teens.
Tickets number14s.com. Awesome. And then I wanted
No,
to just
.org.
Oh, sorry, .org.
We're an organization.
And we'll also have that on the website and the YouTube station for you all to view. Another thing I wanted to quickly just kind of talk about, because I think I was on my way here, I was thinking, well, Rami can easily have a show and so could Sammy. like, because we all have it in our blood that we like to talk and we like to, we like to entertain, and that's what we do. So one of the things, Rami, I was thinking about, I was like, oh, he could have a CPU squad show. But then I thought, oh, what about like the finance? Because one of the things that Rami does, he's like an expert in budgeting, and you help all of your friends figure out their budgets, their finances, and it's not only a numbers thing, it's a way of thinking, and it's a way of being around.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, and you live it and you share it with everyone in your life. And I'd love to, if you could give us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so again, I'm all about giving credit. Well, actually, the reason why one time I didn't give credit, and my friends never let me down, never let me live it down. So now I give credit to everyone. DaveRamsey.com. Dave Ramsey is the financial coach that I took his Financial Peace University class 5 years ago. And so 5 years ago, there was a part where they make you do your net worth, and I thought I was worth money, and I was not financially literate. So once I did the form and I realized, okay, I'm $250,000 in debt, and here I am living like a superstar. I changed my habits around, and before I knew it, within 5 years, I was debt free.
Wow.
And then it just became like a passion of mine. It's not something I do as a business. I mean, some people have paid me for my advice, but it's totally just a hobby and a passion. And it is a lifestyle, and I've been blessed with around 20 to 26 people have allowed me to have opened up their books to me, and I've been able to make a difference for them, including my brother and sister and my mother, and all of my friends.
You got your mom out of debt.
My mom is not only out of debt, she has money. Like, my mom's a completely different person. She thanks me every day. She goes, I've never had money. Like, she has a savings account. She goes and spends money. And this is a lady who's just never had a dime to her name. I've had friends go from working a regular job and having $50 to their name to a couple years owning their own condo. Just by a simple shift of perspective on your relationship to money and some habits. Some key things are
rigorous at the beginning. Like,
stop swiping. Cut the plastic. Dave Ramsey says go do plastic surgery, right? Cut the plastic. There's something physical and emotional when you're spending 20s, as opposed, an $80 pair of jeans when you're dropping 420s is a lot harder than a swipe.
Yeah, when you see it in front of you, you're like, oh.
And here's another thing. Actually, my friend Alex told me something I didn't realize, right? When you pay for something with a credit card, you hand them something, they hand you back your card, and they hand you a product. So you didn't lose anything.
Right. Like,
right? You're giving something, you're getting it back, and then you're getting something in return. That's pretty addicting. Now, what if you give something and it doesn't come back, like cash? There's a value there. So paying all cash, that's really the biggest thing about it. There's a lot more that goes into it, but that's a little gist about it. I don't know if you want to know more information about it.
Well, yeah. What are like 3 tips you can give to somebody who's trying to get on a budget? One would be cut
Where
the
do
plastic.
they start?
Yeah.
Okay, so perfect. Where you would want to start, and Sami, you can jump in at any time.
Emergency fund number 1, of course.
Yes.
What's an emergency fund, Sam?
Well, I'll let Rami handle that. He's the guru.
The emergency fund is $1,000 emergency fund. Now, you can go as low as $500, just depending on what your income is. But $1,000 emergency fund could be the difference between a rainy day and not, right? You have $1,000 emergency fund and your engine blows, and it's $800 to repair it.
That blows when that happens.
Oh, yeah.
It blows. Now, guess what? If you have the money, it's just another day. It's just like get it repaired and refill your emergency fund. You move on. You don't have you don't have an emergency fund. Now you're taking away money from eating out, vacation, whatever it is that you don't, because you don't even know those are categories, but now you're taking away from those things to pay for this emergency. So that's number 1. I appreciate you bringing that up because I didn't even think about that being number 1.
I got you.
That's the biggest thing. Number 2 is getting out of debt. My uncle once told me, he goes, opportunities lie in front of you. Debt lies behind you, because debt is from the past. It's something you spent money on, you're still paying on, and it's in the past. So every time you make that credit card payment or that mortgage payment, that car payment of something you bought in the past, you're constantly looking back. and you're missing out on the opportunities up front. There's opportunities every day in front of us, but as long as we're looking back to pay our debt, we miss out on what's in front of us. So step one, emergency fund, key. I mean, it should be like gazelle intensity to get that emergency fund. Sell what you gotta sell, get rid of stuff, take a second job, whatever you could, just to have that cushion. Number two, get out of debt. List your debts from lowest to highest and tackle the smallest ones first. A lot of people say, no, I want to tackle the biggest ones. Well, there's something psychological about tackling the small ones and feeling like you defeated them to the small ones, whether it's a 250, crossing them out, and you get momentum. Now, I did want to share something real quick, because there's probably listeners right now saying, well, I love my points, right?
What do you mean by points on credit cards?
Oh, yeah. My
Right?
mom's addicted to those points.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is for your mom. So I love my points too. And I did a little independent study where I studied independently on this, and I did 2 months. 1 month, this is after I got debt free, right? 1 month where I spent only cash, and 1 month while we were moving, I did, let's do all credit card. Well, I got 3% back on all my my purchases, right? Why wouldn't you do it? Well, come to find out, I spent 20% more than I did on a regular cash month. So now I'm losing 17%. See, what people don't account for, yes, you are making 3% more.
You're spending
But
more.
you're spending more. So, for example, if I'm at the grocery store and my ticketed items are $27 and I'm paying in 20s, well, I don't want to break another 20. So the Oreos are going back and the cheese is going back.
As they should.
As they should. Now I'm down to 19 and I just spent $8 less. Forget the 3%. I'll take the $8. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, man, these credit card companies are not giving away free money. There's a catch.
Oh, yeah.
And you're spending more. So I tell people, give it a shot. See what happens. You'll see. And it's not what you make. It's what you save. It's what you keep.
You see how you can have like a whole show on this?
Yeah.
And how many people you could help? Because like debt is like a big problem. You know, I think the first thing when you said that to get out of debt, people would be thinking like, that's the biggest, how do I get out of this debt? How do I get out of this trap?
You
know,
start
and that's
step by step. I mean, I wouldn't even start with your emergency fund, and then list your loans or your debt, smallest to largest, and just tackle.
start
I
there.
think getting a second job could help a lot of people. I mean, even though that sounds like, oh my God,
Yeah.
but like, for a year, get a second job.
Just
Just
to
for
pay the
that.
debt.
Put
and
the
to get
the Oreos back on the shelf,
Yes.
and
Go out
$8
less.
here, $8 there. Might sound cheap,
Yes.
but in a year you'll be out of debt. And what's the saying that Dave Ramsey says?
When you're out of debt,
Live like nobody. What is
live
it?
like no one else. So later you can live like no one else.
So live like no one else. Save, have 2
Yes.
jobs, so later you could live like no one else.
Yes.
It also
Just
says when you
financial
don't have
free.
any payments, you can do anything.
Yep.
And you really can. And just 2 last quick things that are super key in the cash flow plan is 2.5. Pay all your bills on the first of the month, no matter
Okay.
when they're due.
Yep.
It's something magical when all your bills are paid, whether you're self-employed or you have a career and you're getting paid biweekly. You don't have to focus on, did I pay this, did I not pay it? Everything's paid. All you focus on is living your life, being present. And then you worry about it again on the first of the month. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is to actually spend every penny on paper. What does that mean? Well, you're going to make X amount. Let's use a magical number, $2,500. Well, before you get your checks, whether you're self-employed or not, if you're self-employed, take your lowest average, right? So if you've made whatever your lowest month, just work off of that. So you $2,500 on paper, you start spending all your bills, rent, car insurance, car payment, whatever, debt, all that. You'll be left with a number, $500. You want to spend that money on paper. You want to tell that money where it's going to go before it comes, because if you don't, it will tell you where it's going to go. That's the key. Now, a lot of people are like, whoa, well, but I don't want to cut out. No, you don't have to cut out anything. Look, if you want to say, I want to spend $500 on jet skiing every month, then you say that.
Right.
But then that's what's going to happen. If not, then it's going to go to something
Popping
else.
bottles at the club.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, so whatever it is that you want to do and allocate to, whether it's $100 to donation, $100 to eating out, whatever, just have it. Take it out of the bank, put it in your envelopes, and just spend cash. And miracles happen. Yeah. So
I see like a online course, Rami. It's so great. Thank you so much.
DaveRamsey.com.
There's so much to
Right.
share. Yeah, and you bring your own thing to it, Rami. You know, like it's all universal teachings, you know, and it's all stuff that we kind of know. It's like common sense, but when you hear it, you're like, yeah, like somebody's going to teach that to people because schools aren't teaching kids how to do that.
Absolutely not.
You know, and society and advertisement and all that is just telling us to consume more. I mean, going to the mall for me, I don't go to the mall. I go very rarely, but when I go, I feel it. It's like all of a sudden I don't have. I need more things. I
Yeah.
don't have what I need. I'm missing
You want
so
a
much
pretzel
stuff.
from Auntie Anne's for $7 with the dip for $1.
I want shoes. I should have this, and it really is. It does. So what you're bringing is so important. It's like it's a download to reprogram our brain with what really it is to live a healthy financial life.
Absolutely.
Sammy, what was your experience
With what?
with you taking on the budgeting?
Well, with me, it just was so nice that when I had a little incident, that my money in the emergency fund helped me, and it was right there.
Yeah.
And I'm becoming a little bit more disciplined, but I had to actually leave all my cash at my brother's house, so I had to actually go to Rami's house, pick up whatever I needed, and come back. It's I am not on 100% on track right now, but I will be. But definitely recommended to be on a budget.
Yeah.
It sounds really boring, but it's not. It's really a life-changing thing. Again, a big shout out to Dave Ramsey. I'm sure he's watching the show right now. And
Yes, he is. I'm sure too.
another thing, I want to give a shout out since I know there's 8 minutes left.
Sammy, it's all yours.
So we have a cousin in town right now. His name is Rabbi, and he's from Montreal. He's an awesome dude. He's been hooking me up
Love
the
you,
whole
Rabbi.
week. He's listening to the show right now, and he shot me a little text message so I could give a shout out to you, Zayna. He really wanted to be here, but he was closing on a big real estate deal today,
Good for him.
and he wanted to tell everybody, number one, Z, you've inspired him to be a vegetarian for the past 7 years. He hasn't eaten any
Wow.
meat. And he has now a new outlook on life based on nothing but love. And it's paved a long, beautiful journey for him. And it's a shout out to you.
Wow, did
Z.
he text you that for you
Yeah,
to read? That's
yeah.
amazing.
And he really wanted to be here. And
Thank
you
you
know,
for sharing that.
yeah, no problem. Shout out to you, Rabbi. Thank you for everything you've done. And I want to shout out my sister, Zayna. You, not only are you an inspiration, but every time I look at your Facebook pages or posts, you're always laughing, whether you have or 0 or $1 million in your bank account. You can't even tell.
For real.
For real. It's very inspiring. I'm very inspired by you, what you do. God bless you. And Rami
you, Sam.
also, God bless. And I'm just so honored to be on this show. Thank you for having me today. Sunset, thank you.
Sam, I've
Thank
been
you.
waiting for you to come. I'm so happy you're here. Is there anything you want to share about?
Well, I think, for a couple of minutes, I wanted to share about anxiety.
Please.
A lot of people are anxious these days, including me.
Yes.
And what I've come to realize is that it's a thought pattern. It's a thought process that could be broken if you just realize and pay attention to it, because we're like a broken disc and we just keep replaying things in our mind for the rest of our lives. So I noticed that, anxiety is a thought process, and then when it hits you, it's really bad. It could give you like little stress balls on your beard, and then and you know what, life is really good, because I don't want to bring up negative things, but right now there are refugees running away and drowning in the water with their babies in their hands. And we're sitting here in South Florida eating sushi for a happy hour, having a Corona, talking
First
about
world
budgeting,
problems.
first world problems, not finding parking outside, and then I come to realize that we're so good here. Even if you're out of a job, and your rent is due and you don't know what's going on, it's all good. The universal powers always come through. You just have to trust, So I've been a little bit anxious these days, and I've learned to calm down, take a breath, and just, count your blessing. It really works even today. It's a cliche. It really does work,
Yeah.
And to tie things up with that, in life, friendships are very important.
Yes.
Having friends that look out for you when times are rough, just to ask if you need anything, is important, because when times are rough and no one's around, that's when you realize this is rough, So I was always, all my life, I've always was a kind of guy that, my thing, what you guys call a landmark, like, don't tell me what to do.
Your
Your
act.
act.
My act is, I don't need you.
Me too.
I don't need nobody. And guess what?
I think we're all
as
the
long
same.
as you have money, you could not need nobody. But if you're broke and you don't need nobody, guess what? You're lonely.
Yeah.
And your phone is not ringing. And nobody's checking up on you. And it's your fault.
Yeah.
So, defeat the anxiety by counting your blessings and knowing that really this is not a movie. People out there are drowning with their babies in the ocean, running away. And that's sad.
Wow.
And
Can I add
be
something?
nice to your friends and reach out. And like I reached out to a lot of people lately
Yes.
and apologized. A lot of my girlfriends, like I have a pretty bad rep with girlfriends where I sleep with them and then 2-3 weeks later I'm not there anymore, and that's not that's not good. I apologized to a lot of girls and it felt really good.
Good for you,
And
Sam.
yes, Rami,
Cleaning
go
it
ahead.
up.
We've been having these conversations about this, and one of the things I wanted to say, like, there's nowhere to get to.
No,
Like, what this whole world, like, what are we chasing?
the carrot.
Right?
You know, I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if we realize, like, there's nowhere to go, for me especially, because I'm always on the go, and I'm, let's get it done, but for what? Where are we going? What's going on? Just having my daughter, come into this world has really made it real for me. Like, there's nowhere to go. This is where I'm. This is it.
And it's perfect.
And it's perfect.
From here,
From
nothing right now.
Let's turn up.
So
Thank you guys so much. Wow, Sammy, that was
Thank you, man.
inspiring to hear you share that.
Yeah,
I
thank you
just
for
wanna
having me.
share something quickly. Yesterday, I saw I think it was an Iranian couple. Did you see this? They canceled their wedding. They took the savings for their wedding, and instead they fed 4,000 Syrian refugees, and they were dressed like she had her gown on. And yeah, what a way to start a life together.
I would do that.
4,000 people fed.
I mean, these guys are going through a rough time right now.
It
They're
is.
hungry, they're thirsty, and their kids are losing their parents in the fields, and they're never finding them again.
Word, and the cost of
I
weddings.
mean, I hope I'll
nowadays?
never have to go through this. Not in this lifetime, in any lifetime.
Let's take a moment. Let's
Let's take a moment for the Syrian
Yes.
refugees.
Let's take a moment to just drop in. So if you're in a place where you can close your eyes, I invite you to do that. If you're sitting, sit up so that you can feel the extension in your spine and you can feel your breath. These are very, very epic times that we live in. Please know that you chose to be here at this time because you have something very special to contribute to this existence. You, like me, came here to make this world a better place. And yes, at times, it's sad. It may be discouraging. But what we have to know right now is everything you do makes a difference. Everything you do makes a difference. Let's breathe in love to our hearts, find peace within. Let's breathe in love into our relationships, find peace within your relationships. Let's breathe love into our families, bring peace and harmony into your family. Start here. Thank you for being somebody who cares. Thank you for being somebody who listens to others. And thank you for being you. Let the thread of life connect us. Let us feel the suffering and not embody it. Let us feel gratitude in our hearts and let that lift us higher. Bring us to a space where we can manifest and create instantaneously. People, I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Zayna de Gaia on Z Nation, and we want you to know that you are the bomb.com. Peace. Namaste.
Peace.
Aho. Matakiyase. Salam alaikum. Shalom.
Ciao.